Hey guys, Loftinger here as always, and for today's video we'll be talking about the newly introduced weapon for the US Paratrooper and Tanker, the folded stock variant of M1 Carbine, as well as the added suppression, dirt, and blood effect when the player gets shot. Now, first of all, I was really surprised that many people wanted to see the M1a1 Carbine rather than the Soviet's PPS-43 machine gun, submachine gun, sorry. As I said in the What's New and Young video, this is the third variation of M1 family added to the game, and I really wasn't too excited about it, at least not as excited as using the PPS, but for some reason you guys wanted to see the M1 over the PPS. The Carbine seems to have very little difference compared to the wooden stock version, single fire, 30 rounds, 3.1 seconds to reload with the rate of 400 RPM. However, since this is distinguished as a personal defense weapon, it can't mount any optic to boost its long-range combat efficiency. The Carbine might also have slightly less accuracy and stability, but with my lack of experience with the default M1 Carbine, I can't say for sure that is true. Now, as a weapon, M1a1 is simply below average. It suffers from low damage set around 25 at factory standard, lack of full auto firing making its somewhat decent fire rate out of use, and of course very poor iron sight. Pretty much any average skilled infantry can take out with ease, especially when you have automatic weapons like the MG42 or the newly added PPS. But this Carbine has to have some kind of advantage, right? Otherwise it's completely wasted Rito's time and effort and resource to create such item knowing that nobody will ever use, and that advantage is its low equipment points. By default, M1a1 only requires 4 slots with 10 magazine, that's 300 rounds in total, and 3 if you decide to ditch one pouch using the Hoarder badge. What this means is that you're no longer restricted to using pistols when carrying wrench or an anti-tank item as a paratrooper. Previously you had to use a pistol if you wanted to carry some extra goodies playing these classes, but now you can actually run around with a primary weapon, which again nothing too impressive, but it surely is better than Colt Tokarev or the Mauser pistol. Personally, I can recommend the US tanker to actively use the M1a1 since having a wrench is almost a necessity in my opinion. However, as a paratrooper, I find using the Thompson much reliable than this Carbine or the standard M1. At the end, the main role of paratrooper is not to hunt enemy armor, but to just get into the objective and either defend or attack, and you really don't need AT equipments to do that job. It was painfully hard and frustrating for me to get decent footage out of this new Carbine, so unless you have some personal grudge against tanks, which I'm pretty sure everybody does, just stick with the Thompson, you're not missing anything out. Before wrapping up this video, I also want to quickly talk about the suppression effect. Well, it's not really suppression as intended, but I think we can consider the new dirt and blood filter a substitute to the suppression in this game. This is a game changer. I know I'm sounding a little overdramatic, I tend to do that, but this just isn't a fancy graphical effect. It gives quite an advantage to whoever using an automatic weapons. You can barely see the enemy after getting hit once or twice, and for example, if the enemy MG42 is strafing at you, you almost have zero chance locating a position and striking back with all the blood and dirt covering 90% of your screen. I'm not saying this is bad though. Machine gun needs a suppression effect to will be a proper machine gun. It's just that there's some space for tweaking these effects for each weapon, so you can still have a balanced fight between bolt action, semi-automatic, and automatic rifles, at least until the bipod feature gets introduced. Once that's implemented, by all means, feel free to add Uber MG suppression and all that in exchange of taking time to set up these machine guns. So that's it for today's video. I'll most likely cover the PPS 43 for the next one. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.